are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm good. I missed you.
I miss you too. We have waited way too long since our last chit chat, our last human being check in, let alone our last podcast recording.
I know, but we's here now, child. I am
We're
so excited to see you. You look good.
You do too, girl. You sure
Thank
do.
you, girl. You know, I got to pull out the new girlfriends every now and then. You know, it's holiday time, and I tend to get a little bit more festive with my hair. It's red lipstick season.
Loving it.
And so red, of course, is my favorite color. I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Oh, so red is my favorite color, and so therefore, I'm rocking the red right now. And so, we gotta do what we gotta do to feel festive. Sometimes this disease can bring you down a little bit. So you gotta just do what you gotta do to kind of like stay encouraged. But yeah, it's human being. Oh, first of all, hello everybody. We just so happy to see each other. We didn't even jump in and say who we are, Lord. I am Mimi Cowens, co-founder of the Black MS Narrative Project.
And I'm Victoria Campbell, co-founder of the Black MS Narrative Project.
Yes, and we are a podcast and a project devoted to amplifying and uplifting the voices of African Americans impacted by multiple sclerosis.
Yes, and as a storytelling collective, we recognize that those that are impacted by MS are not just those of us living with, thriving with MS, but those in our circle, those in our orbit, whether that be spouses, parents, children, friends, just everyone, all of us. So this is a place for healing.
Absolutely. Especially if you are a creative like Victoria and myself. I'm an actress, singer, I'm a makeup artist and esthetician. And so when you are a creative, you find that leaning into your art helps to encourage the healing.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness.
Yes. And
It's so
Victoria's
true.
a dancer, a singer, artist. And so
Yeah, poetry or just spoken word. I love. It's just so healing. Truly, truly, all of it. So
the power
awesome.
of story. The power of story.
Our
Absolutely.
story.
So it is human being check-in time, girl. So I can't wait to catch up with you. What's been going on?
Oh, okay. I'm first. Okay. Where do I begin? So it has been a lot since we've last been on. I will say that Brad is back home, which is wonderful news. But the not so wonderful news is he will be leaving again, and this time for a year. A
Oh,
year. Yes, that's what I
oh,
said, a year. So I'm really just like trying to breathe through all of that, trying to um front load, plan what that looks like, what that feels like, because also with him being gone, the kids and I have to move as well. So it's a bit overwhelming because the time frame that all this is happening is within just this holiday season, and it's like the holidays are stressful as it is, right?
right.
And we're already trying to just manage that, and then having all this on top of that, it's a lot. But I do
So
have some good news.
wait a minute. Hold on. You gonna just glaze right over something. Hold on real quick.
Okay.
Now, you say he's leaving for a year. What you mean he? Y'all
No.
ain't
So
leaving for a year?
the
What's up?
plan was for all of us to go together overseas, but now we can't, because you want to know why?
Yeah, I do.
They said they can't support multiple sclerosis on this
Can you
basis.
tell the country? Can you say the country?
I don't know.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know, so I won't.
All right.
But I
So
will
the
say that they said on the on post facilities they don't know how to support multiple sclerosis, which I don't know what that means, right? Like,
Right, like multiple sclerosis don't go to that country. I don't. People there don't have it. I don't get that. That's crazy.
yeah, I
Wow,
don't
I'm
know.
so sorry.
So it's tough. It was really rough to hear, especially because now it does, like I said, put us in a place where not only are we living separately, but the kids and I have to move
From your
at,
current
from
housing
where
where
we
you
are.
are
Yeah, from where we're
in
living.
Pennsylvania.
Hmm.
So do you know where you're going yet?
So currently, we're gonna try to stay in the same area, so I don't have to take the kids out of their school. We can just kind of maintain our way of life that we've been living for the last 2 years. But guess what? This was the good news I wanted to share.
Okay.
In 2026, when my husband returns from where he's going,
Uh-huh.
we will be moving to Fort Liberty, formerly known as Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
Are you Carolina? Oh my gosh, we're gonna be in the same state.
Yes, we're gonna be in the same state. What is it, like an hour, a couple hours apart?
No, girl. Well, depending on how you drive,
Oh,
I can get to Fayetteville in an hour,
okay.
maybe an hour 15 minutes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so like on the one hand, I'm upset that you can't go with your hubby, but that year gonna fly by. That
Yes,
year gonna fly by.
I hope so. I
Oh
need.
my gosh, it will. It will. It will. Well, congratulations, guys. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
I know that that's a lot. It's a lot to like take in. But one day at a time. And one thing that we highly promote here, and this is for everyone listening, especially those who are living with the disease, you've got to listen to your body.
Hmm.
You've got to, if you need to take a leave, if you need to take some time off from what you're doing at work, then do that. We've got to advocate for ourselves, for our bodies, because this disease has a tendency to kind of rage out of control when
Hmm.
stress is upon us. So, and I know, I'm gonna get on you if I see that you're taking on too much.
Please do,
I
because
will.
and that's the other thing too, right? Is like, I can handle this. I can, and it's just like, okay, but like you said, listen to your body and know that when too much is too much. I'm already trying to plan out how to de-stress, because it's not will I be stressed? It's when will I be stressed, and let me be prepared, because it's going to happen.
Right. Right.
I already feel
What can we do to put some things in place
it. Mhm,
so that when the stress comes, you are prepared for it and it
mhm.
doesn't, like, we have to learn, especially with this disease, to be proactive and not reactive. But sometimes life has a way of throwing some things at you that you have to just react to in the moment. But for as much as you can plan ahead, and you're an awesome planner, you're so good at like seeing the big picture,
I'm
and
trying.
looking down the trajectory of things, and making sure that the kids are all taken care of, but you neglect, you women, mothers have a tendency to neglect themselves, put
Themselves, yeah.
everybody else first, and then forget themselves. So I'll be on you and making sure that you
Please do.
lean into the universe around you, your orbit around you, the people
Yeah,
around you that can help. So, well, that is some
thank you.
news, honey.
Mhm.
But like,
Mhm.
how is Victoria? Mm,
Yeah, Victoria is tired.
mhm.
Victoria is feeling new things, and going to see the neurologist soon.
Okay.
I've had 2 MRIs, blood work, and I'm going to PT twice a week. And so that has been a lot, but I'm trying not to, right? I think we've talked before about the idea of that MS, yes, it is the culprit for a lot of things, a whole lot of things, but it is not the only thing that can be wrong with us. So I'm trying not to allow that to be the only path that I look into.
Right.
But I've been having some chest pain, and I know that that can also be a stress reaction. So just staying prayerful, working on managing my stress and work, because work on top of everything, it's retail season and we sell gold plated playing cards. So people are like perfect Christmas gifts. And so that's been a lot on top of everything. So I am tired, and I'm ready for the restful part of the holidays, right?
I know that's right. I know that's right. And speaking of, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who purchased playing cards as part of our fundraiser.
Yes, to support us.
We raised like almost $1,700. Oh my gosh, we sold. What was the total number of cards, decks we sold?
Oh, I think it was like 103 maybe. And
Okay.
it was closer to 1,800. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So y'all, thank you so much. The gold plated cards are part of Fundraise Me Please, and they were customizable. So if you were
Yes. Oh,
someone who was a part of a Greek letter organization, yes, honey, show it off, baby. Mine are
this is just the classic deck.
That's a classic deck. I got mine customized to, of course, show my sorority. And then I had a gold plate with my line name and my number on it. So those cards are amazing. So many people don't really want to play with them. I'm like, y'all play with the cards. Like, I'm putting them up on the shelf because they're so gorgeous. But thank you to everyone who poured into our fundraiser.
Yes.
The funds are going to really tremendously help us as we move into 2025 to get a lot of things taken care of concerning our 501c3. And oh my gosh, I'm just so excited for the possibilities, right? Because it takes money to do the things that we're doing, right?
When we want to do and give and create a space for us, that it's the background stuff that takes the money. So God is so good, and we pray many blessings like back on everyone that chose to financially support us, whether you purchased cards, or there were a couple people that did donate directly to us too. So thank you.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. So I guess my turn.
Yeah, how are you? A human being check-in.
Let's see. My God. So like you, as usual, we as Black women take on the world. And sometimes it's just unavoidable, right? Before we know it, like one thing has happened and you're like, whoo, before you can breathe, another thing has happened. So I'm in the process of selling my home. I am in massage therapy school. I've got 6 more months left. Thank you, Jesus. So I'm now in clinicals. So I am actively performing massage on people, which of course, having MS, that can be challenging because in clinicals every Friday night I have to do 3 hours of massage, whether that's 1 2-hour massage and one 1-hour massage, or 3 1-hour massages. And so that has been something that, of course, in the back of my mind has been like, oh Lord. But I am being mindful to make sure that on those days I don't overload myself with clients at the spa.
Right. Like you said, the proactive.
I am. I'm listening to my body. I'm still, of course, taking my infusions once a month, but symptomatically, I just see some things differently in my body that concern me and make me a little sad sometimes. My gait has changed a little bit. I'm feeling more unsteady on my feet. pain still there, still, dealing with that pathological muscle spasm that just won't leave.
Yeah.
But, again, one of the reasons that I believe in massage therapy and holistic remedies so much is because the more often that you get healing touch applied to your body, the more healing you feel, the more healed you feel, and the
Mhm.
less pain I feel. Um, so there's that. Let's see.
Ooh, you
I
reminded me I need to go get a massage myself.
Absolutely, you better do it. And I think just mentally, I am leaning into my therapist more.
Mhm.
I think it's definitely important to do that, um, to help really sort out those feelings, and trying to just not let it get me down, down, down. I have a very
Yeah.
positive outlook on life anyway. And as a beauty based professional, a lot of times, we get our joy out of the joy that we are able to provide for
Mhm.
others because they have reached out to us for self care. We have provided them the self care that they're seeking. And so then we feel good, but then we are the biggest ones that neglect our own self care because, we're doing it so much for somebody else. But that's why I'm so excited about our guest today.
Mhm.
I think this is a good time to segue,
Absolutely.
um, because she is also a beauty based professional. She is also a colleague of mine. She also resides right here in North Carolina in the
Love
Triangle
it.
region. We are both members of Asia B's Beauty Studios and Beauty Pros. And I love her to death. She is a sweetheart. As soon as she found out about what we were doing, she told me, she said, Mimi, I have MS too, and I want to tell my story.
Wow.
So her name is Jessica Whitfield. Everyone calls her Jess. She's the owner of Dropping Gems Nail Studio. And so, of course, she creates beautiful nails for a living. She was diagnosed with MS in 2020. And that is after she spent almost a decade in the North Carolina state system working in higher education. And so I am excited to introduce her to you all, because she's got a story to tell, and I'm ready to get into it.
Yes. Wonderful. Welcome, Jess.
Welcome,
Welcome.
Hi, hi.
We still
What a
haven't
great
learned.
introduction. Thank you for
Yes, we still
that.
haven't learned how to do the applause
The sound effects, right?
sound
Oh,
effect. So, ooh. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Black and Mass Narrative Project.
thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I'm
Absolutely.
so excited and
Awesome.
nervous.
So tell us about Jessica Whitfield.
Well, like you said, I'm the owner of Dropping Gems Nail Studio. I've been doing nails since 2020. Shortly, well, business wise, shortly after was diagnosed, I transitioned to like completely doing nails, doing nails only. I am the mother of a beautiful 1 year old named Willow and the fiance of her wonderful father named William. I've been in Raleigh for, I don't know, maybe 7 years, but I'm from closer to the eastern portion of North Carolina. And yeah, I was diagnosed with MS March of 2020.
Mm,
Hmm.
20, a lot happened in 2020.
It did a lot happened, a lot of big changes.
March, that's right when the country was shutting down.
Hmm.
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask how old you were when you were diagnosed?
34.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were in your 30s. Wow.
Hmm.
Tell
Hmm.
us about some of your symptoms and what you were feeling that led you to
So
getting diagnosed.
initially, I was at a friend girl house of mine. So I love to organize like cabins cabinets, closets, that type of thing. I love to do that. So I was doing that at her house, and I kept feeling these sharp pains in my arm, and just feeling like someone had punched me in my arm. And I was like, man, I must have slept wrong. I must have slept wrong on this arm. But like I couldn't, I would try reaching up and it would hurt. I would have to sit for a second. And I was like, man, this headache isn't going away.
Mhm.
This ache in my arm is just, you know, I don't know. But I kept making excuses for, like the things that I was feeling like they were normal. So I finished the day, well, finished the weekend because I went and stayed with her. And I came home. I was getting out of the car, and Will always meets me outside whenever I get home. So I'm getting out the car, about to like do what we do, and I fall over. When I stand up, I fall over, and he's like, he catch like, he catches me before I can like touch the ground.
Hit the ground.
And I was right. And so again, I say, wow, I must be really tired, is what I say to him again. And he's like, yeah, babe, you need to lay down. So I lay down. So the next coming like days and weeks, I start having like just now it's like aching sharp pains in my arms, and then my hand will fold. So my hand started to fold. And this started happening maybe like once every other hour. But it wasn't like it was like 10 seconds of a sharp pain that that was constant throughout the day. And then I was noticing like I would walk and I would stumble. And I'm just, I'm really making light of it until I can't make light of it anymore. So I went to like first I went to like an urgent care type facility, and I told them what was happening with me. And she she sent me like for CT scans and stuff like that. And then she gave me a referral to go to a neurologist. Went to the neurologist. Um, he scheduled an MRI for me, right? So the MRI, I go, he schedules the MRI. The MRI is that Thursday. The MRI is that Friday. I'm supposed to see him the following Thursday of the next week, right? So I think to myself, oh my God, how can I wait that long? I'm like, don't you guys have an earlier appointment? Da, 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 da. So I go take the MRI. I get home. They call me that afternoon and say, we need you to come back tomorrow. And tomorrow is a Saturday in this particular instance, right? So I'm devastated because I'm like, if you're calling me to come back this soon, it's not for anything good.
Right.
So they come and I do it. I do it. And then that day, I'm even still trying to get in touch with someone because I'm like, there's no way you guys are going to make me wait until the Thursday of the following week for the appointment. And, like the nurses and things, they're doing what they do. She's trying to keep me as calm as possible. But so I'm still not thinking it's MS. So they scheduled my appointment for me to come in Monday after I finished the MRI. Like they rescheduled me. And I was like, no, you can follow up Monday. We have a 10 o'clock, like a new spot just opened and all of that. And they're like, we have a 10 o'clock. You could come. So I come and I sit, and Will is with me, but it is like during the thick of COVID, right? So he has to sit in the car. So I'm inside. I'm probably going to cry. I'm sorry. But I'm inside, and the doctor is just like, he is as bedside manner as he possibly could be. He's like, you have 3 lesions in your brain and 2 in your back, and you have what is called like multiple sclerosis. And it was just like the world around me just shook for a second to like receive the news. I wasn't processing. I was not. I was kind of like, oh, okay. Almost desensitized to a place because again, it's during the pandemic and I've already had to get acclimated to that. And then so many things went on in my head once he told me that, because during in that time, all I knew of MS was that they couldn't walk any longer, So that was definitely like something that was at the forefront of my thoughts. And then so then I try to, like the tears come and I walk outside and I'm just like, oh my God, he's trying to tell me that MS has come a long way. I'm going to get you with a specialist
Mhm.
and, someone who focuses here. It's going to be fine. But just
So
in that moment,
the neurologist, who is a
mhm,
specialist,
mhm.
says, I'm going to put you with a specialist,
Yeah, with a MS, someone
with
focused
an
on
MS
MS.
specialist. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes, 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 yes. Yes,
Okay.
someone who has like more, like history with X, Y, and Z.
So
And
okay, was this Raleigh Neurology your
this
first
was
appointment?
Raleigh. Yes,
And
it
so
was Raleigh.
Raleigh Neurology said, we're going to send you somewhere else?
They sent me still under the umbrella of Raleigh Neurology, but with
Oh,
the MS focus.
got it. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes,
Because
yes, yes,
that's
yes.
where I go.
Yeah,
Who's your
I
doctor?
didn't. That's not where I go any longer.
Oh,
I go
okay.
to UNC
Okay.
Neurology now, but that I started with Dr.
Started
Farron
there.
over in UNC Neurology.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes. Wow. So yours sounds like it was a rapid onset. Like,
absolutely. I feel like it. Yeah, I feel
so when did you first start feeling the symptoms? In 2020?
yes,
Okay.
yes. And
Wow.
now, in hindsight, there could have been moments that I had something going on, but again, I'm saying, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I'm sleepy. Oh, I'm something. It could have been maybe when I stumble, but then you tell yourself, oh, everybody stumble.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah,
has
yeah,
it,
yeah.
and you just make excuses for it.
Right. I don't know. Vic,
Do we pause?
your mic is on mute. So can you hear us? Okay, there you go.
Yes,
Oh,
someone just came to the door and I thought, well,
Mhm.
oh,
let
it's
me
so
go get rid of
funny. I
them.
know.
No, but oh my gosh. So yeah, Jess, it's interesting because most of the people that we've talked to, including the two of us, it was like for me, it was a 2-year process before I got
Mhm.
my diagnosis, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yours happened like those symptoms came up on you
Like 30,
quick,
60 days. And I
30
was,
to 60 days, and then
mm-hmm,
you had a diagnosis. My
I
God.
did. Mm-hmm.
So are you relapsing, remitting?
With, I don't even know which one that means. Like, I don't,
Okay.
which one does that
That's the
mean?
one that basically you get a relapse and then it goes away and you feel
Mhm.
normal, air quote normal. And then you get a relapse and you might not feel nothing for about 6 to 8 months.
Right. Well, it all
Yeah,
depends.
It just depends.
Mhm.
I guess I would fall under the umbrella because sometimes I know when I'm like I call them like my floodlights. I know when it's time for me to get a boost or it's time for an infusion, and I'm
Oh,
pretty good until that time.
okay. Which
Yeah,
medication are you on?
Ocrevus.
You're on Ocrevus. Okay, that's what
Mhm.
Victoria's on.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I
Yeah.
used to be on. Yeah, I had to
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
change.
You're on Kesimpta now.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. How do you feel you're doing with the Ocrevus?
Good. I like that it's once every 6 months. Now, with just having Willow, I didn't have anything for like a year, and then like another 6 months. So yeah, it's worked for me and been working. I feel okay about it. I enjoy the 6 months, the every 6 months
Right. Yeah,
ordeal.
that you don't
I
have to think
enjoy that.
about it for
Yeah,
6 months.
Now it's interesting because now you are a mother of a toddler,
hmm
and and Victoria can attest to this. During pregnancy, a lot of times you feel absolutely amazing because the body is growing something and it knows
Mhm.
it's growing something, so it won't attack something it's growing, so you go into full remission. How did you feel during your pregnancy?
I still had symptoms. They weren't anything as severe as like went into my initial diagnosis, but I definitely still had symptoms. They weren't as quite as bad though.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
And how about, and so I know for a lot of pregnant women that 3 months after they've given birth, when the immune system decides to kick back in, there are some issues and sometimes a full relapse. Did you experience anything? How old is Willow?
Willow she'll be 2 in March,
She'll be
so
two. Oh.
18 months, 18, 19
Big
months.
one.
Yeah. So
So if you can remember back, yeah, to like when she was roughly 3 months old, did you sense a shift in your symptoms?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
What did you
Absolutely.
feel?
And they got it was like a slingshot. They all like mostly came back from me being okay. So like the symptoms weren't as pronounced while I'm carrying her because I'm in like her protection bubble of safety with her growing.
Mhm.
But yeah, after yeah, that 3 months is an accurate amount of time from when I started feeling maybe the aches or like the tiredness a little bit more. That was well. Then again, I was making excuses for that because I was a new mom, right? Like in my
Yeah.
head, but definitely, the stumbling, like you just know when you have to reach for the wall a little bit
Oh,
more than
yes.
normal. Like it just had it circled back. Yeah, I think that 90 days was like, hey guys, we need to get on the books. It
Yeah.
was definitely like that. That's how I felt.
Mhm. Did you get a
So,
chance to nurse Willow at all?
I did. I sure
Good.
did. Mhm.
oh, that's
I
awesome.
love that. That's one of the things that I love. I'm a breastfeeding specialist
Mhm.
on the side, I guess. But
Okay.
it's not only just wonderful for the mother, but excuse me, it's not only wonderful for the baby, but also for the mother, and it's
Mhm.
supposedly supposed to help with symptoms. Not for everyone. Not for
Mhm.
everyone does it wind up being that additional um, break from symptoms, if you will, but
Mhm.
for some it is.
It
So.
can
Mhm.
be.
And then isn't Ocrevus the one medication that if you are planning to get pregnant, that's the one that they say you should be on
Yep.
because you can easily come off of that one.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I thought
Yep.
so. So tell us about Will, and clearly you have an amazing support system.
Mhm.
Your fiance has been, of course, with you from the very beginning, so he
Yeah.
has seen you pre MS and now in your MS journey.
In your journey. Mhm.
Did the diagnosis affect you guys' relationship at all, and how's he coping with your diagnosis?
Yeah, so it absolutely affected our relationship. Mm, that was a lot during that time because I think that he just didn't know how I needed support and I didn't know how I needed support,
Mhm.
because he's like, if I have a headache, he's sending me a Tylenol. If I'm hungry, then okay, he's gonna, give me some food. If I have something, he's gonna try to fix it, but he can't fix this. I can't fix this. We don't know how. So
Right.
he's like, what do I do? And it was manifesting itself as kind of like maybe silence or just, or motivational speak in the sense of, well, you can get through it, you got it, and I do. But right now, I'm feeling all of these emotions, and I don't want to hear you say that. Not because I don't appreciate it, okay? Because I love and appreciate you, but this ain't the moment where no, this ain't the moment. And I think he thought he was doing what was right and what I needed, and I just didn't have it. I didn't know. I didn't know what I wanted. But once I could communicate, this is how I feel after having the diagnosis, he knows, okay, something is really wrong here, right? So then it's not a headache. It's not, oh, just having spasms because you did this, that, and the other. Okay, so we neither one of us can diagnose this away with a pain medication, a pain pill, or any of that. So we're here now. And so it was really just about me being able to identify what I needed and saying, hey, this looks like this to me. Support right now might look like I just need you to sit right here beside me for a second. And then I might met me while I cry because I don't know what else to do because it's so sore to the surface. It's yeah, and I just ain't know. But once we got like the swing of things with what I needed and him like understanding the severity of like no, just don't really need to be doing that. Or when I say I'm tired, it's like, don't ask her for nothing, nobody. Ask
Mhm.
me. It's like that. Or like now he does my juicing. He'll juice for us. He'll buy the vitamins for us. Like, but when he can't do the other thing. So yeah, it definitely it did what it caused something that we needed to have addressed anyway. You like it made us closer. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just not being able to understand what would, yeah, it just made us closer.
That's
I love
great.
that you said that because there's certain things, like certain conversations just don't come up until they need to come up,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's so real because you're living life and you believe that you're as close as you can be because now we're going to get married, but then it's like there's this whole world and this whole just category of conversation that you would have never had.
Yep, that's absolutely right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can't really hide behind the denial thing for too long. Even
Mm-hmm.
though I'm sure there was some of that too.
Mm-hmm.
Then once it's like, okay, no, we're gonna have to deal with this one, face this one head on.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
how did denial play a part
Mhm.
with you guys?
My own denial, or
Both of y'all.
Just anyone's, yeah.
yeah, I think for me, his denial was like he operates from a place of mind over matter, and I'm like, yeah, that ain't what this is. So now I'm angry. Like I'm angry at you because you're trying to tell me what this is, and then my denial, I'm like, oh, it's nothing. I can still do all the things that I used to do because I used to do it, and in some hours I feel okay, in some hours I don't. I'm sure I'm fine, but I'm not. And it was definitely like God's like, yeah, you guys sit down, like you gotta. So I think we were both trying to power through it on maybe some mind over matter when no, not this time, not this case, not this situation.
Oh, you sound like me.
Mm.
Sound like me. And as a beauty professional who has to use her hands, have you
Mhm.
experienced any neuropathy, or has it affected your ability to do your job?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Yes and no, right? So not to where my client would notice, but to where I notice, right? And then my depth perception is really I'm reaching
Mm.
for it and it's closer and further and I knock everything over. So there's
Mm.
always a lot of like spilling my supplies or knocking oils and things like that over. But
Oof.
no, no, my clients, the ones who know are like just as okay, and even the ones who don't are still like just as okay. Because it is always me who's not always having a meltdown, but like some days I'm just over dropping everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Some days I'm just over spilling everything. And then sometimes that happens at work. And so then the tears come because I'm having just this moment of this 7 minutes of frustration.
Mm.
But I have definitely, yeah, to not to where they notice, but I notice. Yeah,
Mm.
I notice. Yeah.
Oh, that's real.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
real. That's real. So, what advice would you give somebody who might have a job in the beauty profession or just in general? What are some of the things that you've done to help you in those moments where you feel like what you call 7 minutes of tears or
Yeah.
frustration or just being over it? How do you bring yourself back to center?
How do I? Sometimes I do the thing that I'm feeling, which is if I have to cry, I cry.
Mm.
Mhm. That sometimes I do that. Sometimes I do the thing that I'm feeling, and because after that I might be okay. Like it doesn't always show its head, but sometimes when it does show its head, and you are met with the reality that I do have a diagnosis that is a real thing. Yeah, those are moments that happen. But you said the advice that I would give someone, um, do what you can do. Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, yeah. Whether they got MS or whether they don't. Now also like the other, just like regular things through the day, I'm gonna try to prepare, right? I'm gonna try to prepare my station and do those things. But no, no, do what I could do. I feel like when those things do happen, I feel like there is no one that sits across my table that doesn't understand that they are all gonna have moments or have had moments. So this is what I can do, and this is what I can't do. I just need a second. No, like, yeah, this diagnosis definitely makes me like come face to face with like my humanity, or the me being human instead of thinking I'm superhuman. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Right. None of us are.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Face
We
your
talked before
humanity.
about the taking the face
Oh,
off.
you said the face. Okay, I like that. Yeah.
Oh, we've been dropping, all the gems you've been dropping, baby.
We've been putting up.
Gems. That's an appropriate name for your nail studio, because you've been dropping gems today, mama.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
what's up.
Do what
Oh
you
my
can
God.
do, period.
Yeah.
Face your humanity.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to cry, cry. I love it.
That's great. I'd love to know what you, as a mother of a toddler, would then say to a mother of a toddler facing MS. Maybe it's a father of a toddler facing MS. What type of advice could you give to that person?
Victoria, I'm new here. I'm new to the toddler scene. Oh, okay. That's what I'm like. I don't even know if I can say. Okay, but let me think about that answer. No, legitly, like. So where that falls in line, like which I had a hard time doing, is accepting the support from those who offer it, because like ego and pride wants to be like, I'm okay, I got it. Again, I don't. And I think that as like a toddler mom with MS, I am thankful for the support that I can get. Yeah, with my daughter. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think accepting support, accepting the help. Yeah. I'm
That's
thinking through it as I, accepting the help, because we don't always do that. Yeah.
Not only are you new to this toddler space, you're new to MS. I mean, you're really, to be honest, a baby. In this, you're a toddler in MS too. You
in
only
your MS
2 years
journey.
old.
Yeah.
You're only 2 years old in MS, so you are trying to figure it out. And I'll be honest, a lot of women, a lot of people, period, in their first 2 years don't know. They don't even know how to find tribe. Don't know how to find community. So the fact that you were like, I want to do this, like that shows that you're like, I'm taking this disease by the horns. I'm gonna find community, because I need to figure out a way to cope, because there's somebody out there who's going through the same thing as me, and you have healed. You are healing others with your story. Somebody out there listening is probably going, you know what? That's exactly how I came to my MS journey, and I don't know how this sister is doing it with a toddler and also a nail business. Like, everything is 2 years old in your life.
Wow.
Your business.
So
Well, no, I'm sorry, 4.
4,
Okay.
So you're 4 years old in you shoot, that's still a toddler.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like you got 4 years in MS, 4 years in your nail business, and the baby is 2.
2. Yep. Yes, it was
So everything in your life is in this toddler, in this early education, early childhood
stage.
education.
Yes, and it's ECE. Yes, I'm in ECE 101.
Right, ECE, MSECE.
Yes.
All the acronyms, all the letters, all the alphabets.
Give you all of them.
So you are learning as you go. And there's gonna be times where you're gonna feel absolutely in control and absolutely out of your mind and mad. I've been in this journey now since 2015. I still get mad. Like, why do I have to deal with this? Why am I feeling like I need to grab a cane right now?
Yeah.
I don't like, I'm just, you feel like I'm too fabulous. Why am I going through
But
this?
you know what? And I
Period.
feel like for me, because it has been 16 years for me. I was
Oh
just,
wow.
I don't know if you know, I was diagnosed when I was 19 in 2008. And
Wow.
so I don't think that moment ever fully passes. Like
Mm,
it will
I agree.
come, but then
I agree.
because we have to adult
Mm-hmm.
because life be life in, we then
Mm-hmm.
kind of snap back from that, and now we find ways to overcome, we find ways to connect with our community, we find ways to um upgrade our cane, right? Just like whatever that is right in the moment,
Right.
because it's I think that goes along with radical acceptance even just of where we are.
Right.
um yeah, and a different use of those words.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you the truth. And so with the holidays upon us, um, how does that impact you in terms of, um, the stress of the holidays? What are some things you're going to do to kind of help protect yourself and be proactive, as we talked about in our human being check-in,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
proactive against triggers that might cause some symptomatic shifts in you?
I I don't go places that'll stress me.
Okay.
For real, like the holidays. No, it's very small, quaint get together with probably 5 people, and I'm gonna cook the day before more than likely. So I'm not. That's one thing that I no. I don't go places that's gonna like send my body into a tailspin if I can help it. And
Wow.
the biggest thing that's helped me is like just preparing, organizing my time. But that's like kind of hard to do sometimes with my toddler because I'm on her time. So when I can, I definitely do. But in terms of like handling that type of holiday stress, I just like malls and things are triggers.
Girl.
And so I don't go, or like I go when they first open on a Tuesday morning, like things like that.
Mhm,
So I'm
mhm.
adapting like those type of things to not have a type of stress, and then the rest, yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Hmm. So smart. I
That
wish
is great.
like I don't do that well. It's like, I want to go to XYZ, so that's where I'm gonna go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Now, have you
it's
always
weird.
kind of been in that space where you would choose your environment in order to reduce your stress, or is that more so since you've noticed that stress can impact or inflame any symptoms with the MS?
Mm. The honest answer is probably no. And since I have gotten older, it's really you're not about to stress me. So these moments and spaces I don't want to. Now that I know that my MS, now I know that my body could not work correctly because of the stress. I
Mm.
definitely make it a priority to find myself in the most comfortable situations for me when I have time off from work, and that's normally like around the holiday time. So I think I do make it a priority. I make it a priority to do the thing that I want to do, to not be stressed by anyone else's stress if I can help it. Because I think that I definitely think God says with this MS is like you don't want to be selfish. I'm gonna make sure you be selfish because
Mm.
you'll figure out soon that you gotta be selfish, right? And that doesn't always feel great. Like I definitely used to be like a people pleaser for sure, and I don't have it in me to
Covering
be.
people pleaser.
I don't have it in me anymore to be a people pleaser because
Yeah.
I gotta be okay,
Yeah.
and if you don't make me okay, I don't want to be around. Or if you don't contribute to my okayness, then I'm okay. Then you're okay. Yeah.
I love that you're highlighting that we have control. Like you
Yeah.
have control over that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
We have more
Yeah.
control than we think we
Like
do.
to think we
mm,
do. I just think that people just feel bad about it. I don't feel bad any longer for deciding this is what Jessica wants and where she wants to be and where she wants her and her family to be, as long as everyone is in agreement. No.
And I think
Mm.
once you become a mom,
Mm.
your
Mm-hmm.
whole the way you
Mm-hmm.
move in this world
Absolutely.
changes too. You like pre-baby, you probably
Yeah.
was just like, okay, I'm gonna push myself beyond, my comfort. But
Right.
now you're like, no, I need to consider my family uh first and
Where's my
foremost.
daughter gonna be most comfortable at? Because she might be ripping and running. Okay, and I think she need to have a safe space to be able to do that, where it
Hmm.
doesn't not hear nobody mouth. There's no shade, no tea. Just this is what I desire.
No shade, no tea. Okay.
No, no, we ain't coming. Wait, I digress. But yes.
I love it. So, what are some of the things that you do to remain stress free? What are some of the you're a self care practitioner.
Mhm.
How does Jessica practice self care?
mhm.
Ah, guys, you're gonna get me.
Yes. The circle.
Oh, you're gonna get me. Well, I don't. I could do better at practicing my own self care. Um, I honestly, my moments of self care are probably when I can. This is gonna sound so bad. Maybe it won't. It's like lay up and read a book under the massager. I'm okay. Like getting my heated massaging going on. Give me a book and give me time to myself for a little while.
That's
And
self care.
yeah,
Awesome.
that's what
Yeah,
does it for me.
I know that's right.
For sure.
Wow.
And the fact that you have the space to do that. I can't
Yeah.
tell you the last time I like opened a book.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, let me read this. Uh-uh.
Now I'm
I ain't
not saying those times are a lot, but I look forward to when I am able to do that. But I'm going to get better with self care.
Mhm.
I think that I think that I'm maybe consumed with like, oh, it has to be an outside activity outside of myself
Mhm,
in
mhm.
order to check the box, but it doesn't. So I'm just really going through figuring that out.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I feel like with every season it shifts a little, and
Mhm.
that's okay. That's good.
Mhm.
Um, but starting with what you know works is
Yeah,
that's
the
yeah.
best starting place.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm. Well, as we get ready to wrap things up, are there any closing words you have for
Oh
anyone
no.
is living and thriving with this disease?
What words do I have for my MS family?
Mhm.
Mm.
I think again it would be like find and accept the support from those those others like us who have it and who can speak, because this does mean like a world of good, because it's like a thing that I don't really get to talk about, right? I don't ever get to talk about it, and I no one understands unless they have it, right? They might have something different, or they don't understand the way that y'all understand because y'all experience it and go through it. So if you're feeling alone, reach out. There have been moments where I was feeling very alone, and ego and pride, or just what if they don't see me friendly, or what if, what I'm saying, just the devil, just things get into your brain. But I think that it's good. I desire and appreciate having a community, period, right? And I am thankful for this type of community to like see and show and share. And so
Yeah.
I would just, I don't know, maybe petition them to get involved within their comfort level, because it
What
helps.
groups are you in?
So this one.
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
in this one. There's another MS, Black MS, or is it Illmatic? I follow the Illmatic, the MS
Hmm.
Illmatic.
I ain't
Um,
heard of that one.
they have a whole yes, they have a whole like wellness weekend get together.
Oh,
Yes,
What is this?
MS
Spell it. Illmatic.
Illmatic, ILL. It's MS Illmatic, ILLMATIC.
on Facebook.
I think it might be on Facebook, but I see most of the content and stuff on Instagram. I follow them. Another one of my clients, I love her. She has MS. She actually does a couple things with them. I think she was like on their panel recently. They do a lot of things. If you guys, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Did they pull up on IG? Anybody pull up? No.
No,
Yeah,
we're
but it's
just right.
definitely
I'm just writing stuff down.
yeah. I
We're
think
gonna
it's
put up
MS
a banner about
Illmatic. Yeah, MS Illmatic.
MS Matic.
Yeah,
MS
MS.
Illmatic. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But there's something like that should pull up pretty close. Um,
Hold on, let me
Dallas,
look.
I wish that there was something like a little bit more local to where I'm at. What you
It's
say?
coming. It's
Oh, okay.
coming.
Okay, say less.
It's
What you need
coming.
me to do? How can I help?
Oh, baby. We'll talk offline.
Yes.
We now that this one right here in this box, I'm sorry, in that box right there,
We
it's
was
gonna
like,
be
oh,
moving. It's gonna be moving here.
Yes. Oh, this
The
has been
first
our prayer, Jessica. I don't know if you knew this has been our prayer from since before we started the podcast, but it's
okay.
just especially since we're in this space of trying to do more with the community and then hooking up with you, girl. Mm.
Yes, and now that she's coming, we're gonna be planning our first conference.
Okay.
So, all right,
Yeah.
honey, it's coming. Trust
Yeah.
and
I'm
believe.
excited.
MS
I'm
Illmatic,
excited.
but we're gonna look
Yes,
into
they
that
just
one.
had a conference in November, and I think it was in Atlanta, and it's a 2 day conference, and everyone comes from all around. Yeah, it's pretty dope. Like I'm always
Okay.
upset because I miss it. I'm working, and the planning just gets away from me, but
Mm-hmm.
it
Wow.
looks really, really dope.
Nice. And then
Yeah.
there's the group that we're in on Facebook. You should definitely join that one. It's women is what's it called? I'm horrible with
We
that.
always say it backwards. It's like Black women with
What?
MS.
No, that's not it. Uh, women
It
of
is.
color. Hold on.
Yeah, you're right. No, it's the Black MS experience community. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
Black MS experience coming. Okay,
That's
I
one on
feel like I'm
Facebook.
in. Oh,
And then
I'm
there's
gonna look when I
women.
get off.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No. Stop. See, that's the thing. When you click these buttons, they just start automatically.
Did music start playing?
Quiet.
Women of color.
I think I'm in the women of color. And then for a little while, like I just joined all the communities, but
Yeah.
some of them weren't like active recently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sort
Women
of
of
like,
color with multiple sclerosis.
There it is. I'd be like, Black women.
Black women, MS
Right.
of color. No, no, but this is women of color with multiple sclerosis. Ebony Capers is the
Now, these two groups that we're sharing, they are active. If you want
yes, they
to
are.
hop back in with them, sclerosis.
Yeah, Ebony Caper is the one that started this group.
Yeah, but I love
So-
that. You're right. Like we need to find the community that is
Mhm.
active and that we're able to share with and grow with and learn from and hopefully inspire as well. And we are so grateful to have you as part of our community. I'm so blessed to have met you. I know Mimi has told me a lot about you, but I'm just like, I'll eventually meet her.
Yes, I'm so glad to have met you as well. This has been great.
Absolutely.
I love
Well,
it.
awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Yes,
And this has been amazing. And as usual, if you like what you're seeing, please like, share, and subscribe. We are the Black MS Narrative Project on all social media platforms. Definitely share this podcast, this episode, and any other episode, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay.
Yes, and if you'd like to tell your story, maybe you're living with MS or you know someone who is, and you have a story that you want to tell, please contact us. Send us an email to the Black MS Narrative Project at gmail.com. Share just a short blurb about your journey, your story, what you'd like to share, and let's get you scheduled. Let's get you on a calendar. We're so excited just about everyone who wants to share, and we're hoping to get to everyone in a timely manner.
Mm-hmm. So with that, you guys, we're going to sign off for now. And in the meantime, let's heal together.
Let's heal together.
Bye.